Hello, all viewers. Welcome to the 18th Khelo Chess India team battle. And today we are really sorry that there was a delay in starting the live broadcast. There are some technical difficulties. There are still some technical difficulties that we are facing, but right now I think we are live and people are able to see us. If you are not able to see the live broadcast, if there is a problem in the display or if there is a problem in the audio, please let me know. I will try to correct it as soon as possible. So let's start playing the games. Meanwhile, the game is getting assigned. Let us just check today's teams. So Gujarat Lions is currently on number one as usual. They are always fighting hard for the first position. So we have been paired up against Harshad, who is 1900 and 04 rating. So d4, knight f6. Let's try to play a proper king's gambit here, a queen's gambit here. So d5, it's a Grunfeld structure which black is trying to play. And let me try f3 variation actually. Let's see what happens in the f3 variation. I have not played the f3 variation much, but it seems to be interesting. So let's try it out. King h8 is very. I haven't seen this much king h8, but that's a good idea to play f5. But that will leave some weakness on e6 probably. So let me just push the pawn. The squares are going to be weak because now I think knight f4 will be possible after some time, and then probably I can get the hold of this e6 and d5 squares. So bishop goes back to d3. I don't want to give away this light squared bishop as of now. Bishop d7. Let's try to develop rook and avoid stop this knight to b3. c4 first. Let me support this pawn as well as this two squares with this bishop. And b5. So black is playing very nice here. That is a very good way to play from black side. Let me just exchange. I have to activate my knight somehow. So I just don't want to keep it on a passive square here from e2. I think e6, d5. All these squares will have some pressure soon. nd5 is now available for me. Then e7 will be hanging, so queen has to go back. But there is nothing after queen d8 for me to play now. So probably I can play queen e2, e6, and now queen f2. Now d5 is sorry. Now d5 is possible because of this attack, and queen can go to h4, queen can go to g3. So I'm just trying to develop my pieces bit by bit. So now queen is attacking the h7 square. A very good move by black, avoiding the knight takes g6 check and fork because this pawn was pinned before. So thank you, Mayank, for giving a feedback that everything is clear. Now I have to pay attention here and try to play a bit sharp. Let us just attack on the king side. Queen b6, pawn takes. And now I think I can play knight d5 move. Attack the queen once. Knight f6 check, bishop f6 is compulsory, followed by pawn takes. So bishop e5 would have been a blunder in this scenario. Bishop e5 was very tempting, but then rook takes e5 is possible as this queen is pinning the d pawn. So, okay. What resources do I have here? Bishop takes f8. Let's try this. I'm under time pressure. I don't know what is the best move, so let's try this. Pawn takes, and I think now queen h6. The threat is of queen g7 mid, so bishop moves here is forced. Again, the threat is of queen g7, so rook takes is forced now. Pawn takes, queen takes. Again, the threat is of queen f8 mate. So queen takes, and then I think I have this resource of rook b8 check. King f7, or bishop goes to. This is what I do not consider easily. So let's go back now and try to capture this pawn, and also a threat of rook to e1. I think that should help me win now. So just for all the players there, okay. Queen takes. So live streaming is here. That's a clear win. So Harshal has resigned. Let's pause the tournament and go back to tournament right now. So Gujarat Lions are leading right now with 13 points, followed by Kolkata Dragons on 12 points, Khelo Chess India on 11 points, Chess Blasters on 10, 7-star online players on 9, and Keep Playing Chess on 9. From the individual point of view, we have currently Arjun the Great, a new player from Kolkata Dragons. He's leading with the 6 points, followed by Kishore King, Gavish Chotani from Khelo Chess India, Belim from Gujarat Lions, and Nikaru Hakamura from Gujarat Lions again. So let's just check this new game, this new player, tough player of chess is someone new, and let's see. So e4, g6, knight f3, bishop g7, bishop c4, c5, knight c3, knight c6, d3, knight f6, knight g5, e6. So that is just a waste of move, guys. This knight g5 move, this is not going to be of much use. This is just a waste of move. So don't make this moves if you are playing from white in such position. E6, bishop e3, d5, pawn takes, pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes c5, queen check, knight b4. It's a very eventful game, and I think this is winning for white, winning for black. Let's go back to tournament now. and check another game. Let's join back actually. Let's try to play another game. But meanwhile, we have Kishore King and Gujarat Lions playing the game. So this might get cancelled out as I'm waiting for my opponent. D4. This is a Slav defense. E6. Knight F3. Bishop E7. E3. H6. Bishop H4. Castles. Bishop D3. Knight H7. Interesting. So black is offering this exchange of bishops. Bishop G3. F5. Knight goes to E5. So this is kind of a Dutch structure, Dutch defense. Knight D7, F4, Knight F6, castles, Knight E4, pawn takes, and now Rook C1. Knight takes E5, F takes E5. So this is actually a difficult situation always to decide whether to capture this knight on E5 and get this pawn structure or to avoid the exchanges on E5. So it's always a difficult choice, and whoever player plays this, he has to have a very good positional understanding of what he is doing on the board. Without positional understanding in such pawn structures, it's difficult to survive. Now I think F4 will be a good square for White's knight. Yep, this actually will be a draw. This should be a draw. So good play by Kishore King till now until he doesn't make any blunder. Yeah, now this just the bishops will keep dancing on the board and eventually there will be a repetition and a draw. White has got two passers now on the king side. Interesting position, guys. So slightly on back foot. Black is slightly on back foot here. He has to make sure that these two pawns doesn't create any panic or any winning chances for white. He has to take care of these two pawns now. White has to play perfectly, and if white plays perfectly here, I believe white should win this one. I think this will be a better plan now to just take the king here first. So I was just suggesting this move, guys. King f4 and then probably push the pawns. Now it will be difficult to enter. So first check and then probably king g5. There is no pawn breakthrough as well over here. Oh, it's a mate. Interesting. A beautiful mate on the king side. So this is what you shouldn't do when you're having the opposite colored bishop. Just try to repeat the moves, and so black tried to do some gambling here and he lost both of his king side pawns and that led to his loss. Okay, so let's go back to a tournament, and I think we have a tab open here. So Gavish Shotani is currently leading from Khelo Chess India. Good to see some of my teammates leading the tournament. And I got a player, Rahul 513. So let's try to play Rahul here. Let's try something different here. Okay, let's play F4. Now pawn d5 or f5. Okay, exchange. That's fine. problem is going to be this bishop, dark squared bishop. It has to go on c3 and then certain d5 move should be played to get it activated. Just threatening this move. And h6, g6, queen h6, trying to create some mating threats here on h7. So black is inviting me to capture the pawn on h6. Should I capture here? Okay, let's go for some fun, guys. Let's have some fun. There's no point in playing defensive and playing some boring game. Let's try to do a sacrifice and try to enjoy. So I try to create some magic here, and I think that magic would not fail because this is a check and mate, an easy one. So let's go back to the tournament, pause the game, and check who all are playing right now. So Belim and Gavish Chotani, let us check this game. So it's almost an ending with a knight and rook ending, and I think this knight is hanging on e3. Yep, white just lost a pawn. Interesting ending, guys. You have to be on your. Oh, knight exchange is offered by white. I think this is not a good idea for white. White might lose this ending because these three pawns. I am sure that there will be some move which would force white to lose his. I think black has missed something here because he could have made a move which I think f3 was also better here. F3 was also better. Yeah, this is also winning for black now. Yes, black has got the opposition right. Stalemate. Okay, so that's actually misfortunate. Actually, you can say that this is a stalemate. Black should have won this easily. Just let us go few moves back. So this was the position, and so here let's go. I think King E2 should be played here. King E2 was a better move. Okay, so this was the so King F5 is being suggested. King moves, and then King F3 is winning here. King F3, King goes anywhere. For example, H1 or G1. You can just take the opposition. King moves, and this pawn can be captured, or you can all even take the control of the queening square by playing King H2 now, and this queen is unstoppable. So that was an easy win. So if you are in such a position, don't forget you can get this easy win. You just have to focus on your good moves, avoid the stalemates, and try to get a control on this queening square as much as possible, as early as possible, so that this pawn cannot be stopped. Then don't miss these opportunities when you are playing the uh, this type of positions in time pressure. And then let's join back, and we have someone new, cost accountant versus beginner player 555. So let's check this game. Okay, I think I'm getting a game now. Yeah, Parik is playing. So let's play knight f6, d5, c5, attack the center as much as possible. Oh, queen goes back. I was expecting an exchange on b6. Now I have to put my bishop on f5. That's better. Let me castle first. Hmm. Don't like this bishop. It's just cutting through my queen side here. So I'll just try to get rid. Oh, e7. No, e7 is supported. So let me just try to get. But g5 would allow white to play knight takes g5. If pawn takes, then bishop takes h5, and I can capture the bishop. So yes, g5 is possible. Knight takes g6. Now I got rid of this bishop. I am okay now, and I think I can now play bishop g6 and try f4, f5, f5, f4. This is kind of gambling now that I'm doing, but let's see how it pays off because this my king is going to be exposed very much. I have to make sure that these bishops are very strong. These two bishops. Actually, I can get an exchange now. Let me just try to get an exchange. Now queen takes and now I can capture. Oh, capturing the pawn. Bishop will be out on a beautiful square out there. Let me just play bishop f7. b3 was actually hanging, but a2 was also hanging. Yeah. So probably a6 first and then queen takes b3 can be played. d5 I have to support. Okay. Let me take a risk here. Hmm. And now queen c5. Just supporting this pawn with queen. Also supporting this a7 pawn. This is going to be the critical pawn now. This pawn on a7. I have to save this queen b5. Rook b5 is possible now. Rook b5. Queen f6. Interesting. Sorry, no draw. Let's play on. Hmm. I know this is not a good position for me, but let me try playing. There's no point in drawing the game and just be playing a passive chess. Yep, I think that would be a perpetual draw for white. Okay, let's pause and check few games now. So Costa account. Let's check what happened in the opening. So these two players, Costa accountant is from Kolkata Dragons and beginner play is from Gujarat Lions. So white resigned in the game, but let's check what happened in the game. So d4, d5, c4, e6. This is called as Queen's Gambit declined. All those players, beginners who are not aware what is Queen's Gambit declined, this is what you have to keep in mind. d4, d5, c4, e6 is called as Queen's Gambit declined. Then white plays knight f3. White can also play knight c3 here. Knight f6, knight c3, c6, bishop g5, bishop e7, e3, castles, bishop d3, h6, bishop goes to h4, knight d7, castles, b6. So this is again another way to get this bishop. This bishop is generally paralyzed in most of the variations because of this e6 pawn. This is something that you can also see in the French defense variation, that this bishop is always stuck on c8. So b6 is one of the ways. and then black might try to exchange of the bishop by playing bishop a6 and capturing this bishop and challenging this bishop at least, or black can just play bishop b7 and play the game. Okay, so then we have rook c1, bishop b7, a6, a3, rook c8, b4, c5, pawn takes. So this is important, guys, now. So if you're playing from black side such openings or such setups, then you have to make sure that you have some pawn break in your hand. So right now, okay, so I'm just saw a comment from Subhash, full screen bro. Yes, Subhash, I'm going for full screen. Thanks for reminding. There are a lot of things going on in the mind right now, commentating and analyzing, so I forgot about it. Thanks for reminding me. So this is what you have to take care, guys. When you're playing these setups from black side, you have to keep such breaks in your hand. The move like c5. Okay, this move may not be right now, but you have to keep such breaks in your hand. Moves like d c5 or e5 here now can give you good actually good counterplay in the center or at least somewhere on the queen side. So these moves you have to play. These are called as pawn breaks. You have to study a pawn breaks as much as possible from grandmasters, from the important games, from the games wherein the higher rated players, the openings that you play. For example, if you play Queen's Gambit Decline, you have to find which grandmasters play Queen's Gambit Decline and try to find the games in their games in which these pawn breaks were present. So pawn to c5, d takes c5, d takes c4, bishop takes c4, and now there will be some pressure on the c5 pawn. B pawn to b5, queen b, queen c7, bishop goes to g3, and bishop d6, bishop takes queen d8 back. So this is a miss from black side now. This is a blunder from black side. Black should not have played bishop d6. When the queen was attacked, he could have probably gone to queen b7, but queen bishop d6 was absolute blunder. Okay, for example, queen b7, knight a5, then queen a5. Queen e5 is also okay here. It's playable, not a bad move. Queen a5 can be followed by knight b6 to attack this c4 bishop and this d5 square, taking the control of the d5 square. Yeah, that could have been played. So avoiding this, black played a blunder, that is bishop d6, and bishop takes d6 is a simple loss. So let's go back to the tournament, guys, and try to play a game. So all those who are viewing right now, if you request me to, if you want to see some specific players game, I would like to bring that game in front of you from this tournament, which is a tournament which is going on. If you know someone from this tournament, just put in the comment section. I will try to bring that players game live on the streaming. So right now, Gujarat Lions are leading with 46 points. Then I have got a game. LiChess doesn't like me to complete my sentence. Which variation should we play today? Let's try to play a dragon variation, Sicilian dragon. And white is going for the, okay, is allowing knight g4 now. Let me play knight g4. Whenever white allows knight g4, go for it. Yeah, its 6 variation is there now. So bishop goes back. So this is safe. The bishop which is not there on this diagonal, then you are in a good shape. I don't want bishop attacking this at 6 pawn. Now there is a pressure on d4 knight. Probably bishop f2 can be played. Oh, he's giving away the piece for free. So this is what all white players have to take care that this dragon bishop is attacking the d4 pawn, knight is attacking the d4 square. So you have to have more defenders on the d4 square. So I'll just capture the knight now. It must be an easy game. So Mayank is saying, so I want to see simple player 100 games. That's me, Mayank. I am playing. I am playing. I'm right in front of you right now. So let me just develop my pieces who are sitting home, trying to relax. And what can I play now? Let's try to develop the queen. I am distracted. I missed this move completely, guys. This is a bad, bad, bad judgment of the position. This pawn was actually pinned by this bishop, and I was relaxed to be piece up, and I have to be on my toes right now just to make sure I don't make any more blunders. Yep, that's better. Let's try to get maximum pieces of the board as I am piece up. Knight d5 might be a threat now. So as I'm piece up, I'll just try to get maximum pieces of the board, try to get the pieces exchanged as much as possible, because less the number of pieces on the board, more the probability of an ending to occur, and more the probability of ending to occur, it is better for me because I have an extra piece here. So let's try to fork this bishop and queen. We also have bishop f6, bishop c3 available now, probably this move later on. So let's capture the bishop first. And now I think we can play. I don't want to keep my king vulnerable here. So bishop has to be there. G4 or G5 move is expected. Knight D5 is coming soon. So let's just play this move. Knight to E5. I think there could be a petty trap of Queen H5 and just trying to pin this knight. If I move my knight, the queen can go then. Okay, so Knight D5. Knight E7 check is now expected. So let's try to play something different here. Just try to fork and support the E7 at the same time. Queen H5 actually is a good move now. Yep, I have to put my knight back on E5. Some players might be wondering why not put the knight on F4 here. But that would be a blunder because of knight takes E7, check, and then king queen can capture my queen. Okay, so that is a very good tactics that white is having right now. So G5 has been played. And now what can I play here? Oh, I am hating this knight so much now. I don't like this knight on D5. Pawn takes is now eminent. Pawn takes pawn. Let me capture the pawn instead. Hmm. E7 is now hanging. Queen B5. A lot of tactics on the B2 square right now. This bishop is there. This knight is going to be a very good piece to just go to F3 now and attack the queen at the same time. Uh, Knight C3. Okay. Cool and calm move by white. Let me try it. Oh, the knight is pinned. Knight is pinned again. Okay, that knight is creating. Let me play queen here. Now again the threat is same, knight to f3. I have 24 seconds. I have to be fast now. h4. Now let us just attack this. Or knight c4 is good. I think knight c4 is better. Let's try to put a mate on b2 straight away. b2 is now the threat. Check and mate. How can white save his king? b3 is forced, and b3 will be followed by probably queen takes c3, and now there is a mate on b2. Yep, queen b2 is check and mate. Let's go back to tournament, guys. It was an adventurous game, and let's just check who is leading right now. Gujarat Lions with 55 points as usual, dominating the tournament. Then we have Khelo Chess India on second place today with 44 points. Then we have Kolkata Dragons on 27, followed by Chess Blasters on 24. So it's going to be a very good competition. We have still have a huge gap with first and second place, second and third place also a huge gap. So all teams are playing in their own zones today. They are scoring what they do the most in each tournament to get the maximum scores, and it's going to be. I think it's more of going to be dominated by Gujarat Lions today. So let's check one of the games. Gavish is playing very well today. Let's check Gavish and Akash's games. So Gavish has played c4 here. Akash is from Gujarat Lions. Gavish is from Khelo Chess India. d4, c4, f5, then f6, d4, a Dutch defense. g3, bishop goes to b4, bishop g2, castles e3, knight c6, knight e2, d6, castles e5, f4. And this is a locked pawn structure. It's like two bulls locking their horns in a fight. Pawn takes, and that gives an open file for white actually, the open file, open D file. That is the current position. Right now, I think just to take this rook back and bishop to f1 would be a good, good idea. So white prefers bishop h3 here over rook d1 and bishop f1. I think this is going to be better for white now because after pawn takes this d6 is going to be pushed. If this d5, okay, d5 should have been pushed before first actually. Now c4 will be better for white. So d5 should have been pushed so that the d4 break could be played by black. This is a dead piece right now. It has to be activated from this diagonal. So it will be difficult to get both the bishops into play because the pawns are restricting white's activity here. So this even this bishop is not having any scope right now. So it's like a dead piece. This bishop is okay with a3 pawn. It could have played bishop d2 and bishop c3 and then put the bishop on e5 square. That would have been a good plan. I think knight takes c4 is possible now. Knight takes c4, bishop takes f6, knight takes a3. Yep, now this knight should come to b6 and attack the c4, e4, and from a4 actually it can put pressure on b2 also. b2 and knight c3 sometimes, yeah. Knight c4, excellent move. The b2 is now hanging if bishop takes c4, so rook can capture b2. So this is what black is trying to do. If bishop takes, then knight can come on c4. If rook takes c4, then rook takes b2. So white will be left with an passer on a file versus black will have a passer on the c file. How should black continue now? Should he capture the e3 pawn? Actually, was knight takes e3 possible? No, bishop takes e3 is yes, straight away. Sorry, my bad. So knight a5, and now white has to play. If he captures the c5 pawn, he does. He captures the c5 pawn now, and there is a fork. Check, and fork can be solved. Nope, fork cannot be solved. But yeah, white can now pick up this knight. So black should have gone on the 8th rank to avoid this check. So bad transaction for black here. Black has missed a trick, and white should be winning this game easily. Bishop has to come on d1 and go on b3 now. And bishop can go here and try to attack these pawns. Pawn takes, and pawn push. Then rook can come to c2 and transfer to the king side to attack this pawn. So rook c2 now, yeah, that's what white is doing. That's a blunder. Discord attack on the rook, and white wins the game. So let's go back to tournament and try to play a game now. So white is winning this one. I'll join back and try to play a game. I got one tough player of chess. Let's try to play this in Berserk mode, guys. Okay, so Berserk mode is, I have explained it a lot of times what is a Berserk mode. So if you are not aware, just let me explain again that in Berserk mode you sacrifice half of your time and you also sacrifice your increment. This is a huge risk, but in case you win, you get an extra point. So that is the catch there. To get an extra point, you can play in the Berserk mode. Tough player of chess is playing from Keep Playing Chess team, and I am from Khelo Chess India. E4 is hanging. Bishop c4, attack on the f7. Queen can come to d5. Even bishop takes f7 is possible now. So let me just capture this pawn. Bishop takes f7 and then queen d5 check and capture the knight back. So the castle is now gone. King is going to be stuck in the center. I have to quickly develop the pieces and get my king to safety so that the rooks can join. For example, castles and rook e1. Yep, you have to gain tempos as much as possible. So knight f3. Now bishop g5 will be another gain of tempo with development. Maximum tempos you get, it will help you to develop quickly. So this is again a development with tempo because now the bishop is attacking the queen, and so he has to put his knight back. So he has to invest one move in saving his queen. Meanwhile, my bishop is developed. So this is called as gaining a tempo. Whenever you develop, try to develop with a tempo so that you are slight one or two moves ahead in the game. That's a suicide move. That's a death wish for black, right? There's a check, another check, and now I can capture the bishop, the queen. So I don't know why the opponent is offering a draw. I'm going to reject the draw. I'm really sorry for this. I'm winning, my friend. I will not accept a draw. And now check and pick up the bishop. So just look at the hanging pieces which are there on the board. Try to find checks on the uh, checks that you can give. Now the rook was hanging here. So just a check and to capture the rook back. Knight will come to e6. I'll capture the rook. And now the bishop is falling. d5 is going to be played now. So after pawn d5, I can just capture the queen takes c7. Or even knight f6 can be played. d5 was played as expected. Queen takes c7. And now I think I can just capture this knight and go for a mate on g5. From knight g5, it will attack the f7 and h7. So it will be a quick check and mate. It's just a mate into, and after king goes in, it is just a mate on h7. So tough player of chess is offering me a lot of draws, but sorry, tough player of chess. I want to play, so let's go. Let's pause and go back to tournament. Check few games in last 4.5 minutes remaining. Who is going to win this tournament? So Gujarat Lions, you can see, are completely dominating with 74 points. There's a huge gap between the two teams, and there is no way that Khelo Chess India can now catch the Gujarat Lions on number one with just 4 minutes on the clock. We have Chess Blasters at number 3 with 44 points. Even they cannot capture the second place today because there is a huge difference between the two positions. Then we have Kolkata Dragons on 31. Even there is a difference between 3 and 4. So this ranking I think is going to remain same for this last 4 minutes. Quickly, let's quick check one game. Kagua Master, a game after a lot of time. Let's check Kagua Master versus Nikaru Hakamura. So d4, g6, bishop f4, c5, e3, pawn takes, bishop to g7, queen d2, d5, knight c3. Knight c6, knight f3, bishop goes to g4, bishop goes to b5. I think this is not good to create double pawns on f3. That is going to be a long-term weakness in white's camp. So that is what white shouldn't have done actually. So these attacks are not going to work right now, h4 and this f pawn, because there is no pawn in the g file which will help you to open up this castle king after knight e7 and is done. So knight e7, knight e2, queen b6, bishop takes, rook takes, and this rook is going to be very powerful now. This castles and other rook is going to come on c8 and help this rook to attack on c3. So king goes to b1, a5. So what black is doing is, yes, black knows that white wants to attack this king side as much as possible. So he's not castling at all. He's not castling. He's just keeping the king in center. Probably after some time he can might play king e7 and put the rook on a file or c file. This is another strategy that you can learn from this game, guys. Whenever you feel that wherever your opponent is trying to attack, don't put your king there. Just keep your king in center. These rooks will be then there will be dumb rooks. They will be attacking nothing but these pawns, and there is no king behind the pawn. So this is a good strategy. So let's see what happened. Knight g3, knight e7, rook goes to e1, and probably here white has realized that black is not going to castle. He can put his rook back in the e file. Yeah, that's what I said. Black might keep his king in the center because that is the safest place right now. So bishop takes, rook takes, and rook c8. Rook e1, rook takes c3, a sacrifice. No, it's not a sacrifice because the b2 pawn is pinned by this queen. So white played rook to e2. Rook c1 was also possible check, but okay, rook c1 was check and mate actually. Rook c1, okay, queen takes c1 is forced and rook takes c1. Okay, it's better that to avoid giving away two rooks now. So black has won, but let's quickly check what happened in the game. So after this, rook takes c3, then rook to e2, rook takes e3, queen goes to f4, and we have queen b3 now. Rook goes to e3, queen a2 check, and that's a mate. So beautiful threat of this beautiful move, this queen to b3. This mating threat is a very nice mate, queen b2, this mate, and there was nothing that white could do to stop this check and mate. So let's go back to the tournament. Last 1 minute. Let's check the game between Parik and Gavish Chotani. So Parik is from Gujarat Lions and Gavish is from Khelo Chess India. Last 50 seconds remaining, and Black resigned here. What happened? Okay, so White is already a queen and a knight up. So let's quickly check. Was there any combination or something that White missed here? Okay, so this was the structure. White is already piece up here, and after pawn takes pawn, c4, e4, pawn takes, queen goes to d2, and then knight e5. So this was probably the blunder here, which allowed white to win easily. Rook takes queen, and that's the game for white then. Okay, so knight e5 move is totally losing. Probably it's losing. Of course, there is no way to defend it. No, no way to defend it. Let's go back to the tournament and check today's winners. These are the winners of 18th Khelo Chess India Team Battle. Gujarat Lions are winning comprehensively from last few days. Even today, they have been dominating the tournament with 80 points. They have secured the winner. They are the winners of today's tournament. Nikaru Hakamura, as usual, leading the team with 41 points. Then we have Khelo Chess India on second position with 59 points. We have Gavish Chotani today from Khelo Chess India with 24 points leading the team. Then we have Chess Blasters Kishore King, a new player. Generally, Kagua Master is leading from Chess Blasters, but we have today Kishore King. Congratulations, Kishore. Welcome to the arena. And Chess Blasters have scored 47 points today. Then we have Kolkata Dragons. Debargya from Kolkata Dragons is leading with 90 with 14 points, and total score of the team is 33 points. Then we have 7-star online players. Omkar from 7-star is leading with 16 points. The total score of 7-star is 30. Then we have Keep Playing Chess, wherein tough player of chess has scored 9 points, is leading from the team, and 16 is the team score. From the individual point of view, we did see Nikaru Hakamura outstanding performance today. Also, a great performance by Kavish Chotani. Of course, there's a huge difference between first and second places, but Kavish has played outstanding today. We have Parik Harikrishna from Gujarat Lions on number 3. We have Kanwal, a new player from Khelo Chess India, on 18 points, finishing on fourth place. So, congratulations, Kanwal, for joining today. Then we have Smith 37 Mystery on 17 points from Gujarat Lions. Congratulations, Smith. Viren B from Khelo Chess India with 17 points. Congrats, Viren. We have Ronak Mistry from Gujarat Lions with 17 points. Congrats, Ronak. Congrats, Kishore King. Congrats, Satya. And congratulations, Harsh. Chess 2005. So a mixed bag today. In the top 10 players, we have Gujarat Lions, Khelo Chess India, 3 players. Gujarat Lions, 4 players. Chess Blasters, 2 players. Gujarat Lions, sorry, 5 players from Gujarat Lions. Hence, they have dominated the tournament and won the tournament comprehensively. So I hope you all enjoyed this live commentary. You have learned something new today, combinations and openings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel that so that you get these awesome videos every day. And we also create a lot of technological videos in chess and we publish on our channel. You can check them too. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share with your friends. And until we meet tomorrow, bye bye and take care.